So I want to hit on this Alex Murdaugh person of interest. I kind of hit on this yesterday a bit about that, when I was talking about him being arrested, because he was just arrested for, kind of keeping the funds, illegal use of funds and insurance fraud on his housekeeper, longtime housekeeper. And so he was arrested for it, but now more is in the news. So I definitely wanted to kind of continue where I left off in reference to this person of interest. And so now Alex Murdaugh, it's more coming out that he is definitely a person of interest on his kids. Okay, let me share a little here. Where are we at? Change that. Shoot, 11. Gotta already have that up. So here, this is one article. Alex was always a person of interest in his wife's son's double murder. This is his lawyer saying that he was always a person of interest. Well, he did find them late that night after coming home. According to him, he called 911, and even that is skeptical on that whole thing. And so Alex Murdaugh's lawyer does admit that he's always been a person of interest in this. Now, again, that doesn't mean that he is necessarily the suspect, but he's always been a person of interest. There's a lot surrounding this family. Without a shadow of a doubt, there's a lot surrounding this family when it comes to the whole, multiple people being killed and not knowing what's happened to them. And so now his attorney has said, yep, it is true that he has been a person of interest. And so on Thursday, which was yesterday, he was arrested for the second time. He was arrested for the second time in a month. And he had been the one who called 911, I'm reading this, after finding the bullet-riddled bodies of wife Maggie, 52, and 22-year-old son Paul. And so why would he do this? Well, they're saying that that they kind of knew about this misappropriate of funds within his law firm, and that they were going to out him. So again, more is going to come out, but he was just taken away from. He had to resign from the law firm because of stealing from them. And so the South Carolina law enforcement, they have said that from the get-go that Alex was a person of interest in these slayings. And so, more will definitely come out. But this whole story around Alex is it is so messed up in so many ways as to what has happened in a little bit of time. So, as you know, he was in a drug rehab. And right as soon as he got out, that's when they arrested him for the insurance fraud of what I talked about yesterday, if you were on, of the insurance fraud of his longtime housekeeper. And so what we don't know is is there enough proof to go much, much deeper in this? And so, he was arrested on Thursday for stealing more than $4 million from his late housekeeper's insurance settlement, which was supposed to go to her kids. And they too have said, we've got nothing. And so now we don't really know why this is going on, or how much they know about it. And that's where we're left now. That's exactly where we are left with, because it's been a whole world of what is going on. First, his wife and son are killed. His son is in a boating accident right before that son that passed away is in a boating accident earlier before that death, that he was, what all accounts shortly showing is, he was guilty of driving that boat super drunk, way over the legal limit, and causing harm, and one person died. And then it was so quick how his family attorney, because this whole family is full of attorneys. That's why they're so well known, and they're known to have a lot of power. They're known to have a lot of power around that. And so when it comes to the wife Maggie and son Paul being killed, they don't have any suspects right now. He's only a person of interest, and that's it. No more than that. And so, you got Paul and you got the boating accident, and then Paul and Maggie's death. Paul was the one that was driving the boat. Then you got Paul and Maggie's death, right? And since those murders in June, he's been fired from his job because Maggie and Paul died in June. He's been fired from his job, which he was also part owner of the family's law firm. He's accused of embezzlement, shot in the head that he created on his own. Okay? And then he had to go to rehab for substance abuse and then arrested twice. And before this Thursday arrest, he was accused, and by the person who did it, but he was accused of hiring a hitman to help him commit suicide so his surviving son could cash in on a $10 million life insurance. So he tried to have himself killed so that the insurance can go to his only surviving child. That's not good. And now he's charged with insurance fraud and filing a false report. Because he called 911 and said, I was shot in the head. I pulled over to fix a tire or something like that. And someone pulled up and said, do you need any help? And then, boom. Come to find out, he actually hired that hitman to do that. There's probably going to be a movie on this one. You can guarantee that. It might be a Lifetime movie, really. And so Alex, he admitted to opioid addiction, and that's why he had to go to rehab. And he has not entered any plea on any of these charges. So that's what we know so far on the Alex Murdaugh person of interest in the death of his wife Maggie and son Paul.